today you will discover 6 ways to increase your reinvest percentage. Now, that sounds great, right? But why should you increase your reinvest percentage? Why is that smart? Why is that important? Let's have a look at a few basic reasons, 3 reasons why that is a good idea to do, mathematically and technically. First of all, if you are one of the early players that started in the early in the game, then you can definitely participate in our Samaritans contest. It's our Medium article here that you can see on your screen, and here are the rules. You've seen it. You can have a look at it, and there are quite some nice big prizes to win, also including Tier 1 whitelists for the big crypto game. And today we have published the temporary first ranking. So the final ranking will be in 5 days from now. Today you can see already the first temporary ranking. And as you see, this is how it looks right now. The players that have their wallet addresses here and their attack power here, they can find themselves already here with their reinvest percentage. And it's also interesting to know for others to see how other players play, because these people, I think they really know what they're doing, because they have attended the previous AMAs and they know the importance of reinvesting. And winning one of those whitelists, whether it's a tier 2 or several tier 2s, or a tier 1, gives you a huge advantage in the big crypto game, especially as you saw the price of the of Bloodstone went straight up 10x almost from the pre-sale price, and is staying high the whole time. So having such a whitelist is pretty unique. So that's a good reason to reinvest, because then you can be part of that. The second reason that is good to reinvest is that depending on how many Samaritan Stars you will have in Crypto Legends V3, and your Samaritan Stars depend directly, correlate immediately with the reinvest percentage, you will be able to start to play the big crypto game earlier, before others. This is explained in our Samaritans First in our white paper. It's a new addition to our white paper. And a lot of people in our community, it was suggested by people in our community as well with these ideas, and also a lot of people applaud this, love this. It gives actually the wallets who are 5-star Samaritans in Crypto Legends V3 priority to mint in the first 7 days of the big crypto game. So in other words, if you have a high reinvest percentage, if you have 5 Samaritan Stars in Crypto Legends V3, you can mint in the first week. You can play in the first week the big crypto game, which gives you a huge advantage. If you have 4, you can start playing from the second week. You have 3, you can start playing from the third week. If you have less than 3, then you can only start playing after 3 weeks have passed. And that's good to know. A small update that we'll do here today or tomorrow is that you don't need to keep 5 Samaritan Stars completely until the end. So we want to make sure that people are safe and are free to do what they want. It just, when you see that the game is about to reincarnate, of course, it's obvious. You can reduce your reinvest percentage and go for, making sure that you can recover your investment, of course. And that's fair, that's needed. But that's something that will happen in the last hours anyway, before reincarnation. So we'll clarify that in the white paper by tomorrow. Generally speaking, 5 Samaritan Stars are good to have because you'll be playing in the first week the big crypto game. So that's that. Then also, as we covered in our previous AMAs, and you can see it here on your screen on this page is that if you reinvest, then if you reinvest 90%, then you make a lot more money at the end of the road. So even if you go for 60 days or 90 days, you can see with an initial investment of just $1,000, right, you get to $5,000 earned by day 60. Within 3 months, you get to $10,000, and you're earning a lot every single day if you have reinvested on the way. If you claim the whole time, if you start to play the game and you claim as soon as you can the whole time, well, honestly speaking, it wouldn't make sense almost to play the game at all, because you're not making any money almost. Well, you're doubling your money after 2 months, but is this the aim of doubling just your money within 2 months? And remember that this is just a simulation. You can switch and claim anytime you want, right? It's just a simulation how far you get if you reinvest on the way. So the numbers, the difference that we covered in the previous AMA are huge between these three scenarios of reinvesting 0%, reinvesting 55% or 90%. So that's that. These are the main reasons why it's a good idea to reinvest. Now, with that said, what's next? Once you know that you want to reinvest, and this AMA is for people who want to reinvest, how do you do it smartly? What are the ways to do that? And there is one particular way, that's way 6, that is my favorite, that we're going to cover as well. It's kind of a little good hack. It's in the white paper. Everything is in the white paper, but you need to read really well to understand how it works. But we'll get to that in just a moment. So the first way that is important to explore is you can reinvest one time per tax cycle without resetting your tax. And let me cover first this first part of the sentence. And this is really good to know, and it's also written in our white paper. If you go here to Smart Claim System, you have the 3 different triggers that reset your taxes, right? That's this part here. And if you reinvest for the first time, it doesn't reset anything. So if you transfer money from unclaimed to your reinvest wallet, so that's from here to here, if you do reinvest for the first time, it will not reset anything. So there will be no change to your claim tax link percentage, or no change to your reinvest tax. You can do that once per tax cycle. And that's good to know, because as we covered as well in one of the other previous AMAs, that the best day to do that is around day 12 of a tax cycle of 20 days. Watch our previous AMA to see about that as well. Now, if you do that, once you've done that, then you can keep earning while keeping 0% claim tax, even after that the 20 days have passed and your claim tax and your invest tax is 0%. They will not reset by themselves. Your claim tax and reinvest tax will not jump to 40% just automatically. No, they will stay 0% until you do something. Until you do what? Until you reinvest or until you claim. One of those two. If you just keep hunting and don't reinvest, don't claim, after that your taxes, claim tax and reinvest tax, are 0%, that's fine, that's okay. Your unclaimed wallet here will keep piling up with earnings from your hunts, and you can claim them at 0% anytime you want. or reinvest at 0% anytime you want. So that's a good strategy to keep in mind. Reinvest around day 12 if you aim or plan approximately to reinvest or claim again around day 20. If you plan to claim later or plan to reinvest later, then this is in addition to the previous AMA, then this day 12 might shift to later, to like day 14, day 15, and so on. To which day? Well, I haven't done the exact calculations yet, but let's assume that you extend and you plan to play and earn with 0% taxes for 10 days after that they reach 0%. So you go until day 30. That's your plan, right? So then, well, you just extrapolate that day 12 to adjust from 20 to day 30. So probably, 12 divided by 2 times 3 is 18. Probably if you plan to reinvest and reset your taxes or plan to claim and reset your taxes on day 30, then probably the best moment to reinvest will be around day 18 for the first time without resetting your tax cycle. I haven't done the calculation on that. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just assuming that mathematically kind of seems to make sense. So that's the first tip, the first way to increase your reinvest percentage and your earnings and your return on investment and everything in an optimized way. Just reinvest 1 time per tax cycle, probably around day 12, but it could be also later. If you extend the tax cycle more, then just keep earning with keeping 0% tax as long as you want. You can even keep it 0% for 2 months or 3 months. That's okay. That's fine. So yeah, keep that in mind, that's a potential strategy that you can use because it's pretty useful. So that's way 1 to go ahead with that. Way number 2 is the following. As you can see in the white paper, I'm going to show it to you in just a moment where you can find it. You can summon more warriors, more beasts using your MetaMask wallet from day 20 onwards after your first hunt. And that increases your reinvest percentage. Why? Well, let's have a look at the white paper where that information is. So that information is here. Let's have a look at here. So the top part of the equation of the reinvest percentage, the stuff that increases your reinvest percentage, is the invested total. Right? You can see it here. And that invested total includes summoning, creating up the legions, blah, 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 and so on. But let's focus on summoning first. In the days starting on day 20, because the sentence after this says, the initial investments from MetaMask done for summoning, for example, in the first 19 days are excluded from this invested total amount. I know it's a little bit vague. We did it on purpose, kind of, so you can learn more on these AMAs and be here, and they have that advantage. Now you know how to do it. So if you summon from day 20 onwards, it will increase your invested total, which will increase your reinvest percentage. That's what this tip is about, this second way to increase your invest percentage. So, to give you an example, you started playing the game 20 days ago. Today is day 20. Day 19 was yesterday. If you would have summoned warriors yesterday on day 19, it would not have increased your reinvest percentage because it was still happening using your MetaMask in the first 19 days. Now in the example that I just gave, today is day 20. If you summon more or a hell of a lot more, it will increase your invest percentage. Because the system, the smart claim system, kind of assumes like you've went through the whole tax cycle. This is the logic behind it. You've went through this whole tax cycle. If you wanted to claim, you have done it by now, and players would have done it by now, by day 20. If you didn't claim, then everything that you reinvest from your MetaMask wallet is something, or everything not only that you reinvest, but everything that you invest additionally from the MetaMask wallet is something that adds towards your confidence in the economy, your confidence into the game, and that should be rewarded. That should be equal to increasing your invest percentage, or reinvest percentage, as if you would reinvest. That's the logic behind it. So that's why after day 19, from day 20 onwards, when you use your MetaMask for summoning warriors, summoning beasts, or creating legions and so on, this will go towards increasing your reinvest percentage. For many people, it's already happening today on day 20. It's good news, right? So that's the second way. If you would like to have a bigger chance to win that whitelist for the Samaritan contest, or if you didn't know about this, you didn't pay attention to this, you claimed earlier over the last days, no worries. Game is not over yet. No problem. You can still catch up. Because you claimed in the past with your MetaMask wallet, you probably have that money in your MetaMask wallet still. Well, you can use it to summon more right now, and it will increase your reinvest percentage, as if you would have reinvested days ago. Nice, right? And I think it's fair for everybody. So yeah, that's the second way that you can increase your reinvest percentage, and a really nice way to go about this. So definitely use this as well. Now, third way that you can increase your reinvest percentage is this one. Not buying items on the marketplace, unless it's a big bargain. Yes, definitely go ahead and buy stuff on the marketplace. That's what it's for, if there are good bargains. But if the warriors or the beasts or the legions that you're planning to buy on a marketplace, if they are kind of similar price as if you would make them yourself, then don't bother. Then just summon instead. Why would you buy on a marketplace if you can create it yourself? Yeah, of course, on the marketplace you know a little bit more what you're getting, because the warriors are there in front of you, and maybe you need a specific warrior. If you do it for 1, 2, or 3, that's fine. And also inside the legions, you know exactly what you're getting. If you're aiming for something specific, yeah, okay, definitely go for it. At the same time, the reason why people buy on the marketplace is because they're a bit afraid of the chances that they get a lot of hobbits or whatever. But you know, from the previous AMAs, from the Games University session that we did, hobbits, when you get them, you just execute them and you mint more, right? So you use the money to mint more, and that gives you the best chance to recover what you lost by getting hobbits. And that's okay. It's just part of the game. So yeah, that's our recommendation. And the third way to increase your invest percentage is to not buy items on the marketplace. And the reason for that is that only 15%, right? So what is not included in the above is the 85% that you pay for buying items on the marketplace. So in other words, if you buy a legion of, let's say $100 or something, right? You buy a legion of $100 on the marketplace, 85% of that is not going to your reinvest percentage. It's not helping you to increase your Samaritan Stars. 85% of that, if you buy in a marketplace. If you would mint it yourself by summoning warriors, beasts, and creating your legions, it would go 100% to towards your reinvest percentage. That's why we recommend, unless it's a big bargain, and if you want to increase your reinvest percentage, don't buy items on the marketplace, summon the warriors beads and create legions instead. That will a lot quicker and a lot more count towards your reinvest percentage. That's way number 3. Then way number 4 is, well, pretty an obvious one. Very few people would avoid that. But yeah, keep hunting intensively, and of course you do every single day, from day 20 onwards. However, there is one exception, and I'll tell that, which is way number 6 in just a moment, which involves maybe sometimes even not hunting. So it's kind of the opposite of number 4, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But usually keep hunting intensively from day 20 onwards, because the hunt tax helps your reinvest percentage as well. So every time you hunt, it goes towards your reinvest percentage as well. It's small, it's a small addition, just usually 2.5%, but yeah, the hunt tax adds to your reinvest percentage from day 20 onwards. Okay, not in the first 19 days, but from day 20 onwards, yes. If you're hunting, that 2.5% is kind of reinvesting. You believe in the game, you believe in the economy, you keep going for it, you keep investing in it, you're basically reinvesting. So that's why the hunt tax from day 20 is counted as something that goes towards the reinvest percentage as well. So that's idea and approach number 4 to increase your reinvest percentage. Way number 5 is about getting near the perfect reinvest percentage that you want. And here's how to do that. On a day before you reach 0% tax, you know already that you can reinvest one time without resetting your taxes. You can do it one time in a tax cycle. Well, before you do that, calculate your reinvest percentage that you aim for first. Decide on that, what that is. Are you going for 65% or are you going for 80%? Which level are you going for, right? Decide that and calculate how you can get there with the trajectory that you're on right now. What I mean is that here you can see the formula for the calculation of your reinvest percentage. You can easily calculate your current reinvest percentage with the variables that are here currently, right now. How? Well, the invested total you need, the reinvested total and the total claimed, you all need these variables, and these are here at the bottom in this box on your screen, on your dashboard. Now, you have a certain plan in mind to reinvest a part, maybe claim a part. Well, depending on how much you want to reinvest and to claim, this will influence your reinvest percentage, of course. Now it's time to calculate what are your future plans. If you plan to claim, then the amount that you plan to claim will be added to total claimed. So you need to increase this part here, this amount here, with what you plan to claim in future. And that will be your future reinvest percentage. That's how you find that, your future reinvest percentage. So for example, if you plan to claim $100 in future, well, then you need to add that $100. This will be then here $132. And in this way, you can calculate, well, what will be my reinvest percentage in future if I claim an additional $100? And that will be that. Now, if you plan to reinvest, then you need to add the reinvest amount here and here. So if I reinvest $100, then I need to increase this amount with $100 and this amount with $100. And in this way, using this formula, I can come up with my future reinvest percentage if I reinvest. I can do, of course, both. I can add an amount for reinvesting, I can add an amount for claiming, and in this way you can just play around with these amounts here to come up with the reinvest percentage that you want, and also knowing how much you ideally would reinvest and how much you ideally would claim. So make that calculation first. Then once you made that calculation, the day or on a day, it could be like 1 day, it could be 5 days, it could be a few days, like day 12 would be ideal according to this approach that you remember. Well, you reinvest, right? You click on here on reinvest and you reinvest that amount that you calculated. That would be the best one to go for. And once you've done that, then check once more the reinvest percentage if you would claim. You don't claim on that day because it would reset your taxes, but just click on this button here to check this reinvest percentage if you would claim, if you plan to claim a part of it. Because that will help you to make your calculation more accurate. Then, on the day that you get 0% tax, or on the day that you plan to reset your taxes, because as you know from point 2, you can wait, you can stay on 0% tax and just keep earning on 0% claim tax, that's fine. But on the day that you plan to either reinvest a second time or to claim, then calculate the reinvest percentage that you aim for. Once more, play around with these numbers here and these numbers here so you know exactly where you're going. And then also check once more what happens when you click here, because these numbers will be updated by then. And only then claim or reinvest. Let's assume that because you already invested, now you want to claim a small part. And well, then maybe what could happen is that you made a small mistake in the calculation, or you didn't assess it right, because well, it's a really complex system, and for example, you forgot to take into account the money that you used for hunt supplies from your unclaimed wallet. You forgot to take that into account, and yeah, then your reinvest percentage is suddenly slightly different than you expected. Well, what you can do, you can fix it, no worries. That's point 2 here. You can summon more using your MetaMask wallet. Just summon more using your MetaMask wallet. And this, from day 20 onwards, will be added to these numbers here. And then, it's fixed, right? Your invest percentage will go up, and then it will be fine. So this number will go up if you reinvest from your MetaMask. And that will help your invest percentage. So that's that. Also, what I recommend is if you aim, for example, for having an 80% reinvest percentage, that you don't aim for exactly 80%, that you go for like 82 or 85%, slightly over it, so you don't get surprised when you have miscalculated just a little bit, or there's something unsuspected that comes into play, or there is some calculation, because it's, as I said, it's very complex, just influences slightly your invest percentage, that you don't end up with 79%. That would be a shame, because then you lose out on 5 stars just by 1%. So aim for like between 82 to 85% if you want to make sure that you're in that bracket over 80% for sure. That's what I would recommend. So yeah, and if not, it's not a big deal, because you can just invest a little bit more from day 20 onwards to fix your invest percentage. Of course, you'll need to reset your taxes, but yeah, that's not such a big deal, right? So yeah, that's that. And when you have done all this, then you know that you're very near your ideal reinvest percentage. So good luck with that, and let us know how things play out. And here is now the 6th way to increase your reinvest percentage, which is my favorite way actually. And it is that you can buy a lot of hunt supplies from day 20 onwards using your MetaMask wallet. Why is that, and where can you see that in the white paper? Well, the key is here, that initial investments from MetaMasks are excluded in the first 19 days, but they are included from day 20 onwards. So it counts also for buying hunting supplies. So if you use your MetaMask wallet to buy hunting supplies from day 20 onwards, that helps your reinvest percentage because it increases your invested total. And I went actually even extreme. Like yesterday, when I had 19 days playing the game, I had on one of my legions, on my private wallet, I had 0 hunts left. And on purpose, on day 19, I did not buy hunts. And on purpose, on day 19, I did not buy hunts. I usually would, because, well, tip number 4 here, way number 4 says you should keep hunting intensively. So it's a little bit counterintuitive, but I didn't do it because I wanted to buy a lot of hunts on day 20 with MetaMask. And that helps a lot towards my reinvest percentage because everything from that goes into my invested total, which is really good. What I will see is that on my dashboard, if I buy on day 20 onwards with MetaMask hunting supplies, the invested total goes up, and also the reinvest percentage would go up when I would click here. Then this one and also this one would go up because the calculation is higher on the higher part of the equation because the invested total has increased. When it comes to using the unclaimed wallet, well, it's a little bit tricky. The calculation is quite complex for this one. Basically, what I think it boils down to in most cases is that it's kind of neutralized. So if you use for buying hunting supplies your unclaimed wallet from day 20 onwards, then that does not really help your invest percentage much. It does help a little bit that if you would claim that your reinvest percentage doesn't go down so much, it does have a small impact one or the other way, I think, on the reinvest percentage if you reinvest, but not huge. So when you want to increase your invest percentage, then when you buy a lot of hunt supplies from day 20 onwards using MetaMask, that has a huge impact. That is great. So yeah, that's what I recommend. I even waited for a day, and I would wait for actually even 2 days if I could increase my reinvest percentage a lot just by buying hunts from my MetaMask wallet. So that's what I did, and that's what I'll keep doing, and I think it benefits other people as well. One more important thing that I'd like to mention that might be sometimes confusing for people looking at this, but you will understand why it is, and that is that this reinvest percentage will change each time and only when you reset your tax cycle. This calculation here will change on the way, and if you do your calculation yourself, what your reinvest percentage would be based on this, you might discover that your own calculation is slightly different from the actual reinvest percentage. That is because this is based on what you will have in future, based on all the stuff that you've done in the past. But if you did not reset your tax cycle yet, then this percentage will stay according to the old values that were here at the moment that you reset it. Long story short, how it works is that if you want the most updated reinvest percentage, then you need to reset your tax cycle by either claiming or reinvesting 2 times in the same tax cycle, because the first time reinvesting doesn't reset it. Also, based on these most recent calculations, you can see what would happen to your reinvest percentage if you reinvest here. This is an accurate number if you would reinvest now, and this is an accurate number if you would claim now. So that is why when you make your own calculation with these numbers here, with the formula that you have inside the white paper, it might be different from the actual reinvest percentage that you have here. And that is because your tax cycle did not reset yet. But to know what it will reset to, depending on your action, you can see it here and here. Also, connected to that, you see here this little notice that in the first 30 days, your stars will stay maximum 3. You can go below 3, but not above 3. Even though your reinvest percentage is 80%, 100%, in the first 30 days, your 3 stars will stay 3. But once you reset your tax cycle from day 30 onwards, then these stars will start to match exactly your reinvest percentage according to the table that you can see here in the white paper. So even though your reinvest percentage could be over 80%, in the first 29 days you'll see 5 stars not on your dashboard, but you'll see only 3 stars on your dashboard. And that's important to keep in mind. So from here onwards, I wish you a lot of luck with using the 6 ways to increase your reinvest percentage. This will make a huge impact if you apply these, because as you know, if you apply this with the tip from our previous AMA of reinvesting on day 12, around day 12, if you apply it also with the impact of reinvesting of quite a lot, because that in the end will give you huge returns, a lot higher than when you would claim the whole time, as you noticed. So if you combine it with all these tips from our previous AMAs and Games University sessions, that will result in a really powerful mix to make a really powerful return on investment when the time is right, when you choose it, because you can always claim whenever you want to. Good luck with those 6 ways to increase your invest percentage, and enjoy the game.